Hi guys, how you doing? I was just talking to the kids. It should have gone on to the next tune. Why has it done that? Let's have a look. Stop after current file. Yeah. That's weird. Oh well. Hi everybody. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Hello everybody. Yep, see you later, arsonist. If you are staying, just try not to distract me too much in the chat, please. Because we're doing a demo drop today. If you need any support in terms of mental health stuff, please refer to the Discord. But yeah, today we are here again for the demo drop. Right, one sec. Okay. No worries, arsonist. You have a good night. Okay, so... Hi, Martin. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Richie. Oh, my neck. Oh. So, yeah, we're doing demo drop. If you haven't been here before, let me just tell you, you've missed a lot, darling. So, basically, we listen to your music, your unfinished tracks or your recently finished tracks, and help each other, me included, to be better music producers. So everyone who is a part of the show tonight has had their email. And yeah, let's get stuck in. And just before we do get stuck in, I've been having a lot of fun this week with, hi Carl, with an assignment that I've got due for my uni course. And this assignment is basically you have remix stems, and with these, hang on, let me just put this down a bit. That's better. With these remix stems, you have to do like some creative stuff with it for this assignment. And then the other track that I have to do is a remix just using the a cappella. But I've been working on learning more about granular synthesis throughout all of this. And there's an amazing synth that Guy's got, which I've been playing with, called Falcon. I don't know if anyone's heard of this synth before. It's kind of like Avenger. Hi, Cav. But it's a bit less user-friendly than Avenger. But yeah, this Falcon is great. It's very modular. Martin's heard of it, yep. Yeah, UVI. I've never heard of them before. And it also reminds me a lot of Alchemy before Alchemy got bought from Camel Sounds for Logic. Yes, it is Logic. Millennium Falcon. I love you, Richie. Yeah, that's it. It's just wonderful, and the granular stuff on it is really, really cool. Like, I've only just delved into it over like the last 3 hours, not even touched the surface of it, but oh my god, like I could get lost in a good studio session messing around with that. Hang on, it's too high now. And I've also reinstalled my it's not the right thingy. It's not, isn't it? It's there. Oh, that's better. Okay. I've also reinstalled my Melder plugins. Now, if anyone's not looked at Melder yet, if you are, I don't know, even if you're a beginner-ish, I think you'd get something out of looking at Melder plugins, because there are some quite easy or user-friendly like default or presets in there. Great flanger, yeah. I've always liked the rhythmizer in it. Peach Melder, Richie, stop it, you're so funny. Oh dear. But yeah, the Melder plugins are just amazing, and I've been using Melder Granulizer as well today. But yeah, they are really, really good plugins. Very expensive. They are quite expensive, but it's very much worth it if you're on your musical journey and you want, you know, stuff to kind of stand out. And what was the other stuff that I've been playing with today? I can't remember. I'll remind myself what it is, and then I'll let you know. Attila the Pun Richie, I know, he's brilliant, isn't he? But yeah, that's what I've been doing basically. If anyone is also interested in granular synthesis, I'd love to chat with you more on the subject, or granular, using granulizers, that kind of thing. And if you don't know what we're talking about yet, go and have a look for some tutorials on using granular synthesis or a granular plugin, because you can get some really cool effects out of it. The way that I do it is I record it into Edison on FL Studio, basically, and then just mess with parameters. The thing is with granular synthesis is you kind of need to know exactly what you're doing with the parameters, because like one parameter will do a lot more than anything else. So it's not as easy as like subtractive synthesis, but it is extremely good to start getting into that kind of stuff. Done this in uni, bloody great. I've never actually implemented it into my productions though. Yeah, well, the track that I'm making for this remix that I have to do for my assignment, it's a lo-fi. It's inspired by a producer called Flume. And Flume is very, very well known for like exponential melodies where things kind of like speed up and then slow down, and like lo-fi kind of sounds, and like using there's another plugin that I've used today. It's like a ping pong delay droplet kind of raindrops kind of like delay machine plugin thing. Yeah, Flume's amazing. I'd not heard of Flume before I'd started to do this uni course, and listening to his stuff, and I've done something pretty similar to the kind of things that he does, but he uses a lot of granular synthesis, probably wavetable stuff, but yeah, it's been really, really interesting, and nothing like what you would make, you know, hard house or hardcore. I don't know. It's really, really important to go down these musical or production musical rabbit holes to just see if there's something there that you can implement and do something a little bit different. And the other thing, before we get started, is there are so many amazing plugins now that can help you with the music theory stuff, like Scalar or Scalar 2. There's like a scale plugin that's integrated into Ableton. There's all of this stuff now that can really revolutionize your productions, like in a mathematically sound kind of a way, in a way that makes musical sense through using maths. Probability plugins as well, which work off probability, but make things more randomized, but also make a musical sense. Hi Turbo Terrier, how are you doing? Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with today's Ujima What's It. What are we doing? Demo drop. Right then. So, first up we've got John Holland. This is a new kid on the block. Hi Arctrix! Granular Portal plugin. Ooh, I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, Kid Dynamo, I don't know if you'd be able to use it because you're still on acid, aren't you? You might be able to. Have a look into Falcon. It's a synth called Falcon. brilliant. Anyway, this is When I Was a Boy. Let's get going. Right then, what did everyone think of John Holland, When I Was a Boy? I really liked it. I think there was some cool moments. There was a slight like thing where it sounded like the kick was off a little bit. Let me just go back to it. breakdown, it sounds like the kicks are off. I don't know if anyone else can hear that. It's not a skippy bit, but it does give the effect of it feeling skippy. It sounds like the kick's just been taken off the grid. Something's not. Yeah, it just sounds like the kick it happens sometimes. I do it sometimes if I use my mouse wheel incorrectly. I can send stuff off the grid and like to the right, and then I'm wondering why nothing sounds quantized. That's all it is. Probably from copying and pasting something, and it's like been just slightly off. It happens quite a bit. So it can also happen if you then take off a side chain that was being triggered before in the track. So if this is someone new, then that's really impressive. Good mix, nice and clean. Yeah, that was literally the only thing that I can hear in this that is standing out to me as being a correction that needs to be done. The rest of it's great. Hi, M-Series! Yay! We have an expert among us, guys. Yay! But yeah, that is the only thing that I could hear that needed a correction. Like that is the main thing. When you make a track, render it out, meaning bounce it out or print it, as they say these days, and turn off or shut down your DAW. Don't look at the screen. Do something else. And listen passively to the track, and what you'll find is stuff will shoot out at you if it sounds incorrect. And also leaving it a night or two is really important, and then going back and listening, because there's so many things to think about. Like the main ones are ear fatigue and personal time investment, which then clouds our better judgment for what the track needs and what should stay in and what should be excluded from the final mix. So, for example, and I'm sure a lot of you will understand and empathise on, if you've spent a long time crafting a sound, layering it, doing a MIDI pattern, you spent ages on it, and then you don't, then it's like it's becoming a pain to kind of like get it to fit. And what we can do sometimes is we can have this emotional attachment to it because we've invested so much time in that whatever it is, that it actually is to the detriment of the project. So sometimes taking a step back, leaving it for a few days. Sometimes I've left stuff for months, maybe even years, and then I've gone back and listened to it. I've had a track now that I've now released under my amberdpromo name, like a deep house track that I made, and I made it probably about 4 years ago, and I'd finished it, and I've forgotten that I'd finished it, and I put it to one side because I was like, oh, that's shit, don't like it. And then 2 years later, I went into my work in progress folder, picked out all of the work in progress bounces that I'd ever made, like the very, very last one of each project, put them all into a new folder, and then listened to them one after one passively. And when it came to this track, it's called In the Night, and I heard it, I was like, fuck, that's really good. That's really, really good. And it was this track that I had then discarded at the time as being shit. And that is, oh, does he? Thank you, Kelly. I'm really glad Alfie likes that one. Yeah, it's amazing how you can affect yourself either for thinking something sounds amazing when it doesn't, and then the opposite, thinking something sounding shit just because you've heard it a million times. So it's always good to have a bit of a break. But yeah, shout out to Alfie if he's listening as well. So yeah, that was John Holland. I wouldn't change a thing of that, John, apart from just sort out the little kick issue that you've got there. Tom Shock, yay! How you doing, mate? Tom Shock has got a track in for this evening as well. Okay, next up, we are going to do Buzzard, and this is Dreamland. Whoa. Okay. So what did everyone think of Buzzard and Dreamland? Martin and the other Martin, M-Series, both mentioned the clap there. The clap is creeping into that Hoover stab frequency. Ooh! Yeah. So, okay, so in that case, what would be the best option then? Pitching the clap or just shaping the sounds more, or a bit of both? What would you do? Let's have another listen to the clap. Quite long, isn't it? It's quite long. It's either got a long, not gated, but it's either got a long ending on it, or it's got either reverb on it or more release on it. Yeah, maybe a more snappy one. EQ and shape. There you go. Easy fix, Buzzard. I thought your leads sound immense. They really, really sound like... Oh, Matt! Is this yours, Matt? Yay! Yay, everyone. Matt James there in the chat. This is Buzzard. Kid Dynamo says, we'd patch it up a semitone compressor and then chop the end off slightly. Because he's from France. Okay, let's replay the break for M Series.
It's only when we wake up that we realize something's actually strange. Let me ask you a question. You never really remember the beginning of a dream, do you? You always wind up right in the middle of what's going on. So how did we end up here? How did you get here? Where are you right now?
Yeah, emotion carried on that. That's a really good point. I don't hear many people put a sub-layer to a lead in the breakdown. It sounds like it's a slightly different bass to when it kicks in again, because you wouldn't want things to be messing with the bass line, the normal mid bass that you would have there. Thing is, with this kind of thing now, it's easier than ever to put a sub-layer into your synth. Like on Ableton, now I love FL Studio, don't get me wrong, but there are certain things in Ableton that are just so simple. Now, depending on how you've made the sound, you can add sub. Like there's a fucking button where you can just, which says sub, and you stick that on and it gives you a sub layer. Like it's so simple to do it now. You don't even need to like find another sound, layer it, put it in a different MIDI pattern, blah, blah, blah. It's just done. Or of course you can add another oscillator to the synth, pitch it down. But the point is, I agree, now that I've heard that, I'd not really ever consciously thought about that being a thing, but it did add some weight to it, didn't it, in that breakdown? So yeah. Kieran B, who's another good producer, says, agree with Martin, though. Love the bottom layer on that synth. It's like never lost his hardcore. Oh my God. So true. My TD3 has a sub knob. Does mine? No. Why doesn't mine have one? No, it doesn't, does it? You can't see that because I've got my thingy on. I don't have one. It's not fair, is it? Mine's the modded out version. Ugh. Fine. Hi, Baz. Yeah, what a cool idea. You know, really simple ideas. Simple ideas are effective most of the time. Not all the time, okay? Serum is really good. You learn forever with it. I find you get more sub from Massive, though. Cool. Yeah, Serum, Spire, Massive. I mean, I was saying Sub Oscillator is on the MO version. I didn't know this. But to be fair, like I use it mostly on my DJ setup, but I do also like to use it in my productions. But I also have Roland Cloud, so I have the Roland TB303 emulator, which is, you know, sometimes a little bit quicker. I don't have to set it all up and stuff, but I do love hardware. Okay, so Buzzard, thank you so much. Is it Matt Janes in the chat there? Guys, please go and follow Buzzard, because that's what we do on here, isn't it? Huh? Buzzard, Matt, you've only got 8 followers right now. This is not right, okay? You're too good to only have 8 followers. Can we get everyone following, please, right now? Thank you. Right. Next. Next up, we're going to do Tom Shock. Okay. And then after that, we've got Exidium, who I've also spotted in the chat. Okay, so this is Tom Shock, who is a friend of Kid Dynamo. So, hi. Hi to Tom. And just find your track. Let's have a little listen to this then, eh? King of Hell. How good is that? Tom Shock, mate, please take a bow. Seriously. And I hope you don't mind me saying, Jake, aka Kid Dynamo, gave me a bit of a backstory of you. And I'm sure I've seen your name before. But I think you have had stuff out in the past, haven't you? Not like a noob kind of thing, but you haven't released stuff for a while. And I'd just like to say, I think it's brilliant that Jake has pushed you to come here and let us listen to this because, mate, it's perfect. It's got that wonderful nod to Hard House's history. It's really difficult. I find it really difficult to make credible Hard House. I really do. Because you have to understand Hard House on a different level to what you do as a DJ. There's certain nuances, sounds that you'd use, arrangements, patterns, and everything about that. I would not be surprised if that was on a vinyl and I heard it. You know, it sounds very much of that era. You've had quite a break from it all. Yeah. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, mate. I'm so happy that you're here. I really am. And I know how it is. I know how, like, it's really important that you big yourself up, please, because, you know, we definitely need people like you. And I could see in the chat there that, you know, you're getting quite a few people who want to sign it already if it's not already signed. You know, and a lot of the people there in the chat who have got labels, they're all regulars to this show. Go and speak to them after the show, you know, see what other stuff they've got on their labels, and please, you know, get involved and network with them, because I'm sure they're all going to be really keen to work with you. I'm really happy to have hosted your track on this show. So thank you. It was proper shit in it. It's because you care. That's why. It's because you care. Kieran B says, sounds brilliant. Not sure if the bass line is in mono. Would like a more solid bottom end punch. That's not a criticism though. Outstanding track. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it could always be, you know, speakers that you're listening to. I didn't get that from listening on my Mackies. It sounded fine this end. But I also know, Kieran, that you do know what you're talking about with this stuff. Big shout out to Kieran B there as well. My bounce king. Hi, Busset Records. How you doing? So, yeah, thank you so much, mate. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Oh, can I get you guys to host as well, please? Really, really important that you hosted the channel while we're live, because it really does help with getting us up to the front page of Twitch. Hi, Danny. Yeah, I like what you did with the vocal sample as well. I really did. I thought it was brilliant. Okay, next up we have got Arctic Vixen versus Exidium Project, and this is Always With Me. I really like this tune. I really, really do. I'm not going to lie. I really, really do like this tune. So let's get it on. Let's get it on. Not like that. Wow. Like, I've got to say before I forget, attention to detail on the outro there, which is something that I always loved about tech trance back in the day, where it would either go into a harmony of the root note on the way in and out of the track, and here you've got like some really nice melodic extra bits. Really, really nice that. Thank you very much. You want to say hello? This is India, my daughter. She borrowed my plug USB earlier, and she promised me that she'd bring it me back. And well done, you did. I'm going to bed now. What time is it? Yes. No. Love you.
Can we have some milkshake?
Ask Guy.
We've already asked Guy, but he said that it's your milk. Like.
Oh well, the soya milk. Yeah, of course you can. Just don't have all of it though.
I won't.
Okay. All right then. Love you. Say bye.
Bye. Can I have that?
What is it? It's my rejuvenation band. No, you can't have that.
Mean.
No, I know. I'm terrible.
Mean.
Awful mother. Right. See you later.
Bye, bestie.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, bestie. See you, Swagster.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, Swagster.
Honestly, been hanging around here for like 11 years now. It's like effort. Oh my god. Oh dear. I am so impressed that she actually brought back my USB charger. India is probably the one person worse than me for returning things to their rightful place. So that deserves some Robux, I think. Fair play to India. Right, where were we? Hi, John Holland. John, we've listened to your track and we really, really liked it. So have a watch back of this after the show. Please stay where you are because we'd love your input for the rest of the tunes. I'll return your plug and swap it for a bracelet. She wanted my rejuvenation bracelet. I was like, no chance. My rave bracelet. So, Exidium. Now, Exidium does his music with his wife, Arctic Vixen, which I think is just wonderful. I really do. And as I was saying before, I loved the fact that there was some detailing to the intro and the outro. It wasn't just an afterthought of, they need to be there for the DJs to mix in and out of. Little things like that matter to me because I hear a lot of tunes. So, that was the one thing I needed to say. The rest of it, we've already said this in the chat. We were all saying, someone also said that everything's got its own space. Your melodies, your counter melodies, it's all beautiful. They're not shag bands. Do you remember shag bands? Oh my God, Kelly, stop it. Not right now, I'm at work. It was, Cosmic Butterfly it was who said everything's got its own space. There is not a thing I would change about that. It was a joy to listen to. It was getting me emotional. I would play that in one of my uplifting trance sets. Absolutely. The track can be downloaded for free. Okay, let me... can you do me a favour, Exidium? Can you send the link to one of the mods, either Richie, I think Meow's in as well. Send it to one of them and they will pop the link in the chat so that everyone can go and get a copy of it. But I'm really surprised that this is a free download because it's so good. It should be signed. Hello, Mama Claire. How you doing? The entire EP will be out this week. Yes! I can't wait to hear that, mate. Thank you so much for blessing us with your music. Oh, I'm glad to hear you got your own label. That's brilliant. It's just insanely good. Kitsune's in. Hello. Guys, please get following Kitsune, part of Team Brisk. Would sound amazing served with shrooms. I know, right? Definitely agree. Okay, so we're going to do Kid Dynamo next. So this is a new Kid Dynamo track. This is Fire Burn. Wow. Kid Dynamo once again. And this one is Fireburn. I really, really like this tune. I also agree about the respace thing. That would sound pretty epic, actually. Yeah. Martin said it. Yeah, a nice respace in there in the break. Absolutely. I think, going back to what M Series was saying earlier about having a sub layer, within the breakdown for your melodies or your leads, really can add that extra dimension. That's probably one of the best tips I've heard for a long time that I've never done, but I'm going to implement in my own productions now. Along with, I do love this idea of the respace thing. Kitsune said, I liked it. Mama Claire says, nice tune, because she speaks like that. There are some people who just fucking have it. Exactly. I'm not one of those people. I have it with DJing. However, music production never came very... do you know what? It did come quite easily to me. Or not easily, but like made sense in certain ways. But like when I was much younger and I didn't have any preconceptions or like confidence issues with my music like I do now. Like that's like the biggest thing I think for a lot of us is overcoming the fear of rejection from labels, the fear of rejection from our peers, that our tunes are shit, like more shit music, says Red Misty. It is a battle. It is a battle of the wills. It really is. Like when you're a kid and you start learning production, it doesn't matter. It's the same concept as giving your parents a really shit fucking picture that you've made out of pasta and they just go, that's amazing, darling. And it's not. We all know it's shit, but no one says it. But when you get older, people will tell you if you're shit. And that's quite difficult to take. So after a few times of that happening, we do kind of close down. And that's the part where we need to push through. And you guys know this is a safe space on here for you guys to have a track listened to and only ever receive constructive criticism. We never get any idiots in here, apart from Jeffrey, but he was dealt with. He's now gone. Why do we get so nervous as adults? Meanwhile, as 20-somethings, we have no fear. Because we have a lot more experience. Because we're more aware of the pitfalls, or we're a bit more. Most of us are a bit more self-aware as we get older, and part of becoming self-aware, unfortunately, involves battling with anxiety. It means it's kind of like, think about it in the biblical sense, right? I mean, I'm not religious, however, the stories that we had given to us in the Bible and stuff that we've like been taught and handed down, like the whole Garden of Eden thing, when Adam and Eve become aware that they are naked, like that's like, it's a metaphor for ego. It's a metaphor for self-awareness. Like that is an interpretation of it. Preacher D, can I get an amen? Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Shouldn't be doing that voice. I've got a cough at the moment. My point is, we're human beings and we are capable of thinking about thinking. So, and the pressures of normal modern life do actually, like, our brains are not designed to deal with the amount of data that goes in on a daily basis. Social media, anxiety from that. All of these neurodivergent differences that we all have, trying to fit into what society wants us to be. It all has a massive effect on your ability to be creative. And that's what it wants you to be like. Because as a whole in the Western world, we really do not value the arts as much as we should. And we definitely don't see creativity as being an imperative part of being a human being. We're all creative and we're all very talented when we're kids. But we lose that. We lose sight of that when we get older, because we get taught how to be a good citizen, go to work, come back from work, pay our taxes, blah, blah, blah. You all know the story. So God doesn't like that, thinking for yourself. Yeah, it is deep. However, an awful lot of the reason why we're all here, and a big part of when I'm in person talking to other producers, the conversation will occasionally be about a plugin or a new synth. But you know what? Most of that time that you'll ever spend speaking to other producers will be about the philosophy of music production. And broken down into its most simplest form, it's basically talking about how self-development runs parallel with your development as an artist. Not for everyone, but if you're someone who really expresses themselves through their music on a deep level, you will most likely find that your self-development runs parallel with music production, because that's where you express yourself the most. Yeah. So going back to what we were saying about the anxiety that we get, you know, as producers, to show people our work, which we didn't have, as Mama Claire said, when we were in our 20s. You know, it's all because of that. It's all because there's a lot riding on it. It's very, very difficult to be vulnerable. Really, really difficult to be vulnerable. But yeah. Like Drake Liddell's pointy finger. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It is important stuff. You could call down Mama Claire, but the thing is, like, what I'm saying will only resonate with a certain amount of people. Not everyone thinks the way that I do or we do. Some people will be like, what the fuck is she on about? I probably would have been maybe 10 years ago. But for me, this is how I see it. I see the philosophy of music production as being like the main thing. I'll learn how to use a synth in my own time. I'll learn a new plugin, you know, as and when, and I might have a quick discussion with other producers about it. But mainly, it's the philosophy that we talk about. It's the thinking about thinking that matters, and it's better to be that way, in my humble opinion. But there you go. Who's to say all of that might not just be procrastination? No! Hang on, I've just got to talk some more bollocks about music production, just so I don't have to finish this project. Could be. Who knows? Moving on. Before we move on, Kid Dynamo, I love this tune. And yeah, if you want to make any amendments, like what we said about the respace thing or whatever, please do. And then send it back to me so I can play it. But I think it's done and dusted. I love it. Bass Motastic says, I just started working on learning some music I have wanted to since being a kid today. Yes, mate, I'm so happy for you. I am so, so happy for you. Cosmic Butterfly, that's a lovely way to put it. The thing I love about production is it is like a non-verbal way to show what's in one's heart. Yeah, words can be very tricky. Words can be misconstrued. Words can mean something to one person. And then another person can have a completely different idea of what that word means. But one thing that will never be misinterpreted, in a negative way, will be music. Red Misty says, actions speak louder than words. That's true. That's true. Most of the time. Unless we're talking about poetry. Oh my God. Right. I'm so glad I remembered this. Now, I don't want to say it. Nah, okay. I will, because it won't ruin it. It's fine. Like rap music. Yeah? Rap music. Does anyone know why it's called rap music? Anyone know why it's called rap music? No? It's because the C is missing. Oh, no, you didn't. No. Does anyone know why it's called rap music? Yeah, does anyone know why it's called rap music? Do you know where the word comes from? Now, I love the study of words, etymology. I love it. I'm a proper wordy person. And I love how words can get rehashed into meaning something else. Like the word wicked. Wicked used to mean something terrible. You wicked child. Now it's like, wicked. But I love how things get called certain stuff. And, that lineage. Clinton cars. No. Okay, so I'm not surprised no one knows, because I didn't know either. So rap music, it stands for something. It's an acronym. Is it acronym or anagram? I'm so dyslexic sometimes. What is an anagram? What is an anagram? Is it an anagram? Acronym. It is an acronym. Okay, thank you. Okay. Acronym. So, no. Okay, so tell me what it is when I've told you what the answer is. So, red and pointy. No, rap music stands for... I've forgotten. Hang on. Oh, fucking hell. My brain's just done this on purpose. It's gone, fuck you. Fuck you. It stands for... Oh, he's gone! No! Got it. It stands for rhythm and poetry. Rhythm and poetry. Rap. Rhythm and poetry. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, rhythm and poetry. So I found that out last week when I was watching one of my favourite rappers on Twitch. Rhythm and poetry. I didn't know it. But no, isn't it weird how none of us have ever questioned it? You just call it rap music. No, none of us have ever gone, why? Why is it called rap? Yeah, slap my ass and call me Brian. Yeah, rhythm and poetry. So is that an acronym or is it an anagram? Bass metastic house music. The word house music came from the fact that it used to be played in warehouses years ago. It was an acronym. Okay, cool. Thank you. So Mick Adams says, I DJ'd from the early 90s to mid 2000s and made a few tracks early 2000 and got signed with 3 releases and took time away from it, but still with my ear to the ground and still loved the music. I've produced maybe up to 50 plus tracks, but still only had them 3 early tracks signed. But I love that and still proud of myself. And big thanks for yourselves for playing some of my newest stuff on here. Just if you love it, keep at it. Yes, Mick. This is it. This is it. Exactly. What was that about news? As someone said. News, I think it was because of north, east, west and south, isn't it? But I might be making that up. An anagram, no, an anagram is not a word that's the same backwards and forwards. That is a Oh, shut up, brain. Begins with P. Palindrome. Palindrome. What is a palindrome? Yeah, it's a palindrome. My brain does it on purpose. It's like, I'm not going to let you remember. Yeah, palindromes. They're amazing, aren't they? Well, fuck you for, yeah. But yeah, Kid Dynamo, brilliant track. I really, really do enjoy having these little segues where we discuss stuff and, you know, I could speak to you all about this kind of stuff all night. Next up, we have got... We're going to do Baz Dealer next. I've seen Baz in the chat. Right. So this is Baz Dealer and... What's the song called? Cut Music. Cut Music. I fucking love that tune a lot. Baz Dealer, take a bow, mate. Come on, that is just insanely good. I love it. I've got a feeling that you're friends with Droog Clute. I can't remember from the email. But yeah, how good's that? I would like you to put in the chat like how you've made this track as well. Is it a kind of a similar way of Dr. Droog Clute? Do you use hardware, using trackers, that kind of stuff? It's really like, hi Timber. Yeah, good, thank you. Oh, you don't know him? What? Okay, well, let me be the person to introduce you to Dr. Droog Clute. I have a feeling you two are going to have a lot to talk about. Yeah, your music's very similar. So I'd be interested, Baz Dealer, to know how you've written that. Yeah, what you've used, what DAW you've used. Are you using any hardware? That kind of thing. Please write in the chat. Yeah, my favourite parts of this are in the breakdowns where you've used like a reggae. Just playing with self-recorded samples on Cubase. Wow, you're doing a really good job. Yeah, I think that reggae thing really works well with this style of music as well. Loved it. And I also think that it sounded, like having the fact that you've got a female vocal in there, it gives a nice contrast to the relentless, to have some pianos in the breakdown and a female vocal. It gives it its contrast. It gives it a bit of difference. It gives it duality. And that really works very well. This is a big reason why in dance music you mainly have, not all the time, but mainly have female vocals, because the light and the dark, or the gritty with the floaty, it's a really good juxtaposition to have within our music because it keeps things balanced. Timber, I will not be on tomorrow. It's my day off and I have lots of uni work to do. Female vocal is from Ktra. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, I love what you're doing. So keep doing it, Baz. I have nothing to add in terms of like helpfulness on what you should be doing with anything to do with that. The same with Jan, with Droog Clute. Like it's beyond me. Like this isn't a type of music that I am familiar with. But like it's great. The only thing sometimes that I will ever have an opinion on is the arrangement, and that's purely from a DJ perspective, but that's it. Loved it. Really, really cool. You're welcome, Baz. Baz, if you would like to send the mods a link to your social media thingies, can you do so? Because they'll pop it in the chat for you so we can get you some follows on your socials like SoundCloud, Spotify, anything like that you've got, darling. Thank you very much. Right, next one. Martin's in. Martin Easton. We'll do yours next, babes. Is Dean Richardson still in? I feel like I'm a teacher and I'm doing the school register. Oh, Dean's here. Okay, Dean, we'll do yours afterwards, my love. Yes, miss. Just about to head off for work, though. Oh, okay. Okay, well, if it's okay with Martin, we'll just do Dean's first. And then we'll do Martin's after, because Dean's got to go. And then we'll do Martin's afterwards. Right. And I promise not to talk too much about it afterwards, so we get them through them a bit quicker. Okay. Dean Richardson bootleg of Lisa Pinnett, Rock With Me. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, so that was Lisa Pinnett, Rock With Me, Dean Richardson, Bootleg. Before we get into that, massive thank you to Bean BPM for the raid there. Welcome, Raiders. I hope you're good. I hope you've had a good time being on your stream. Guys, my end, if you're not already following Bean BPM, please go and give him a follow right now. He's my brother from another mother. I love him so much. Over in the US. Had too much fun. Never too much fun. But yeah, welcome, guys. If you've not been here before, on a Tuesday, we do the demo drop on a Tuesday where we listen to everyone's music. So if you are an up-and-coming producer and you want us to have a listen to your work, help you with some connections, maybe get your track even signed, then please send your tracks to the demo drop, which is here. All of the info is down here. And yeah, welcome. So, Dean, this is probably one of my favourite tracks of yours. I also still play the Looking Good, the Lisa Lash's Looking Good remix that you did. Absolutely love that one. This one is also fantastic, and I will be playing this for a long time. The subbiness, you kind of like, you've got that sounding right. Like, I would always be too scared to have something that low, that prominent in the mix. But you've somehow managed to get this sounding really good. It's not sounding muddy. It's not sounding like it's taking up too much room in the bottom frequency area. It sounds really good. It's so well done. Yeah, I absolutely love what you've done with it. I really do. And thank you so much for letting us have a listen to it. And yeah, I think as well, you sent me another one, which we're going to do next week, but you said that there was another 8 tracks in the link that you sent me, but you sent me the same link twice. So if you check your emails, you'll have had an email from me requesting these other 8 tracks. Thank you. Oh, you resent it. Nice one. Cheers, babe. Yep, absolutely love that. You can go to work now. Yeah, really, really liked it. Really, really liked it. See you later, babes. Oh, he's good, isn't he? Isn't he clever? Right, next up we've got Martin Easton. This is Freedom. Wow. Martin Easton, Take a Fucking Bow. I absolutely love that. Great tune. Freedom. I've left the link there, guys. So go and give Martin a follow because Martin's currently got 62 followers and should have a lot more than that. It is an outstanding piece of work. It is, again, an absolute wonder to me why there isn't more people following you. I can understand, for a lot of us, getting ourselves out there amongst a myriad of other people is quite difficult, which is why this show is really important. This show has not been going for that long, and it will get more and more popular, as people get more and more used to sharing their work, listening to these kinds of shows. And I do believe that this kind of format or platform format is the best way for you guys to get somebody to listen to your fucking tunes and it not just be yet another link in a message, Facebook Messenger or a group chat, and no one ever listens to it. Because that is the thing that's missing, I think, guys, these days, is the face-to-face networking. And I know it's not your face that's on here, but it's my face. But then you're all in the chat, and we can kind of get a sense of who you all are just by the way that you chat, and you all, have banter. And again, another part of music philosophy is all about connection. All of this is about connection. And this is a lot more connective than it would be just to have a link in a Facebook Messenger chat. Good example here, people like us. People like us, never met this person. However, I know that they're my kind of a person because of the weird artwork that they use on their tracks and the weird ways that they do the music and what inspires them. It's the way that it should be. Cav is another person. Cav Cavendish is somebody who we first started speaking through when I did a mental health live stream. And we were talking about addiction and how a lot of us, me included, have learned how to channel our tendencies to let our energy be used maybe in ways that are kind of negative through addiction, through anger, towards oneself. It's all energy at the end of the day. And again, going back to this philosophy that I have of this is the philosophy of music. All of us have got a story. All of us have got something other than a link in a Facebook Messenger to show people. And I'm just really, really happy that we have this space every Tuesday in which we can listen to each other's tunes. This wouldn't happen on Facebook Live, and I don't think it would really happen on TikTok either, because there's too many trolls, and two, people aren't really there for long periods of time. They're flicking. The attention span's different. Here we're in a chat. We're in this situation for like 2-3 hours. I know there's a few people who flit in and out, but we have our regulars, and our regulars, we're all here for like 2 to 3 hours, and we all take something from this experience. Even the people who aren't producers themselves, and they're sometimes the most important people to have in here because they're the ones that aren't listening to it in this deconstructing, well thought out, planned out kind of a way. It's really important to have people who are just listening to it as a song and are willing to say, or can say, you know, would I dance to this? This is a good example why, like, for Guyver, my other half, one of the people that he needs feedback from when he's making new tracks or, you know, with this new album is his mum. If his mum likes it, then he knows it's a banger. Same as on YouTube, Drew Clute. So yeah, it is a really good community. So I'm just really happy that we have this happen, and we are here together for this time. There you go. Amen. Right. Next up, we have got Griffin. Griffin is next. So yeah, Martin, I haven't got anything else to add in terms of like, I couldn't make that myself. Like, I haven't got anything that I could say it needs doing on it. It sounds finished, 100%. Loved it. People like us says, love demo drop, and you're set on here. It's a great escape. Yeah, it is, and that's what it's always going to be this way. Always. Promise you. I absolutely love doing this. Like, even with the demo drop isn't a day where I make any like income on Twitch at all. But that's not a problem for me, because this is a time when I get excited to do the demo drops, and I get excited to see you guys, and it massively helps me to continue with my own production. So, you know, some things are not automatic. Some things are a instant gratification, i.e. when I'm doing my DJing, you know, people send bits and sub, and it's there in the moment. I'm like, yeah, thank you. But other things are a slow grower, and this is one of those slow growers, and it's a slow grower for me as a producer, and it really, really does help me to get over my own issues when it comes to confidence and stuff, and I know it does with you guys. Oh my goodness! Hang on, I've missed a couple of things there. The Viking Life, or Leaf, thank you for subscribing with Amazon Prime. I massively appreciate you for doing that. And Bean BPM, thank you for gifting a sub. I really appreciate that. That's not why I was talking about it at all, but I massively, massively appreciate you for doing that. But yeah, some things for me are they're priceless. Oh, okay, Bean BPM, I will have a look at that soon, my darling. So yeah, Exidium says, I feel more enthusiastic when I hear my tracks here than when another DJ supports it. Yeah, well, we're giving it some time to like really talk about it, aren't we? And I think that's important. It really is. And you guys deserve it. It is not easy to be a producer. It's certainly not the best business plan ever. A bit like being a promoter. Like, again, being in the music industry or being self-employed is like, you've got to be a little bit mental to think that you're going to do it. You're going to be able to survive. Like, and for me, for example, being a full-time fucking uni student at 39 with a family of 4. The fuck? It's so hard. It really is so hard, but I can't do it any other way. And I know a lot of you feel the same. Kid Dynamo, thank you. Thank you so much. It's really easy to make all these shit tracks. Yeah. Yeah. I need a 24/7 club to have people come through and test new music. Well, we have it here, kind of. What you should do is send your music to a few people who are DJs on Twitch and see if they'll play it for you. Chris Kale says, I find it so demoralizing sending tracks to labels and you can see that they don't even listen to them. Yeah. Now, that's a big problem. There's a few things that are really important when sending your track to a record label. And number one, that is make sure you don't send an expirable link, because sometimes, very similar to my issue with when I listen to your, or get round to listening to your tracks that you've emailed for the demo drop, if you send a WeTransfer link and it is going to expire within a week or 2 weeks, it's not going to get listened to anyway. What you want to do is have a Dropbox where you put that track in, that file, in an open link in your Dropbox, because as we all know, as producers, we could want to do a final tweak to something. You can quickly swap out that file for another one. That's a really, really good tip for anyone that is sending stuff to a record label. And yet that is, you know, hopefully if they do fucking listen to it, and a lot of them don't, please don't take that personally, and please don't let it stop you from trying. The great thing about this show, not only this show, my reach isn't massive, let's be honest, but it is something. It is a step in the right direction. I have 4 record labels. They're all on all of the download sites, Beatport, blah, blah, blah. Like, I started my record labels a long time ago, like 15 years ago, when Label Works was just starting out. So, you know, I got all of my stuff sorted well before it was more difficult to get onto Beatport and things like that. But as Exidium's just said there, we have DistroKid now. If you're not aware of what DistroKid is, go and have a look, and also familiarize yourself with Bandcamp, because you get to keep your money. You get to control when stuff comes out as well. And this is another unfortunate fact about record labels, right? They may sign your track with the sole intention of never releasing it. Let that sink in. Do you know why they do that? Huh? Do you know why? Okay, the reason why they do that is because if they think that it's a good track, so yeah, Quaz, very true. So another label doesn't get it, and so that artist, that track doesn't ever see the light of day because it's good. And what you can find then is they may even make a track that sounds very, very similar to it. There is a case going at the moment with Ed Sheeran on his track The Shape of You, which is still ongoing, and I think it's something like 20 million in royalties have been frozen. Hi Cuff Dam, hi. 20 million in royalties have been frozen over this lawsuit, and the problem with this lawsuit, thank you so much Cuff Dam for raiding us, guys. If you're not already following Cuff Dam, go and give him a follow right now. He's amazing. Thank you so much. Hope Mrs. Cuff Dam's good as well. And welcome, Raiders. So, yeah, we're doing the demo drop tonight where we listen to everyone's tracks. We're just having a bit of a segue right now on. I'm just talking about why sometimes when you have a track signed by a label, they might not actually release it. So, where was I? Yeah. Sometimes it can be because they know that the track's good. But the thing is with a record label, right? If you're an unknown artist, they need you to be manageable, marketable, all of these things. And if you're a bit older and a bit wiser, you might ask for a better deal, and they don't necessarily want you to do that. It's much easier and quicker for record labels to manufacture an artist and give them a platform. You know, if their face fits, if they're the right age, if they have no kids, for example, if they're, you know, malleable, if you will. They're not always going to be wanting to sign somebody that's a relatively unknown person, even if the track's really, really good. So some of the time what will happen is they will actually sign your track, but they won't ever release it. And that is a shame. found another thing. No. Yeah. Well, it makes business sense. So we have to try to be less... thank you, Quaz. Thank you for 69 bits. We have to be less emotional about that. It is horrible. It is the world that we live in. It's not right. Morals are subjective, okay? So for me, I could never do that. But there are some tracks that I have signed, but I've not got round to releasing them. But, you know, when I've taken too long, they've come to me and they've said, Amber, we've gone with someone else because you've taken too long. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. No worries. Do what you need to. However, I've never, ever signed a track and then stopped someone else from releasing it or anything like that. It is harsh out there. And in the midst of all of this going on, you're supposed to be creative. You're supposed to be able to knock out banger after banger after banger. And it's not like it was 10, 20 years ago. You know, like, Kufdan will know this. 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, but definitely 20 years ago, Bon Jovi, AC/DC, Michael Jackson, all these people would write like an album once every 5-10 years. It wouldn't be like there wouldn't be that many, but people write tunes very, very quickly these days, and they write albums very quickly, and the turnaround is really fast, real fast. And you know, that means that the quality is going to go down. And, you know, with all of these extra stresses on marketing, promoting yourself, dealing with this rejection that we talked about, you're supposed to be creative in the midst of all of that. And then go touring and DJ and all the rest of it. Much, much easier. Much, much easier for a label just to manufacture somebody. Much, much easier. It makes sense. Hello, Castillo Nelimpes. How are you doing? Hello, Lateja. Make music for the love of doing it and not making money. Yeah, there is that. But getting to the point of this, it's okay to make money from it. It's okay. It's okay to make money from it. In fact, you should know your worth as a producer. You should know your worth as a DJ. Yes, you can, podders. Carry on. So, as Exidium said there, look into DistroKid, look into Bandcamp. Aren't you here, bot? Look into ways where you can keep your money because you've earned it. Okay? Good. Right. On we go. Griffin, Make Me Feel is next. Is Griffin in? Cammy, that must be difficult. Yeah, I mean, there's instances now where people are getting on lineups and stuff, all because of equality of outcome and not being based upon their talent, if you were. I mean, there's two sides to that. It's good in a way because it's kind of like if there is sexism or inequality in that kind of thing, then it might even it out. However, I don't know if there is or not. I've never thought that being a female has been a hindrance to me, for example. I can't say the same for being an ethnic minority, but I could imagine it's kind of different, you know, in some senses. And I can imagine that maybe being part of the trans community, but, you know, again, I can't relate, so I can't have a say on that. But I think it's important that everyone gets heard, and that is, again, why this show is here. So there you go. Choir scene a bit, babes. Love you. Love you. Yeah, we always have good convos here. We really do. But yeah, for anyone who's thinking of sending something in, please send it in. It doesn't matter what genre it is. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter if you identify as, I don't know, whatever it is. Whoever you are, wherever you've come from, you are accepted here. Without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. You will only ever be judged, and you won't even be judged, but you will be helped with your music. We're not judgy here at all. Unless we're on Facebook and I'm writing a post about people who do bass face and finger point at their own tracks on videos on social media, because I do find that a little bit cringe. But that's it. I do toilet selfies sometimes. You know, that's pretty cringe. Right, let's move on.
Work your fingers to the bone. I know you can keep me warm. Don't you leave, it's getting cold. I got you and you got me. Don't be scared if we complete. Love and war the same damn thing. Yeah. Oh love, it's like I'm fading away. I want more, I want more. Oh love, I really want you to stay. I won't let you go. I know you can keep me warm. Don't you leave, it's getting cold. I got you and you got me. Don't be scared if we complete. Love and war the same damn thing. Yeah. Oh love, it's like I'm fading away. I want more, I want more. Oh love, I really want you to stay. I won't let you go.
Right, I'm going home. What's the point? That was amazing! Oh my god, I would be so happy if I had made a tune like that. Fucking hell. Fuck. Hi Griffin, how you doing, babe? Yeah, again, you know, this is the second time I think we've had one of your tunes in. At least the second time. Oh, mate, it's perfect. Do me a favour though, please send one of the mods. Mods will make themselves known in the chat now. Send one of the mods your social media links so they can put them in the chat so we can get following you, please. It's just stupid good. Thank you, Meow. Stupidly good. Yeah, just one tune like that. Vocals on that are really clean, yeah. Yeah, Cav liked it. I'd love to know what you use on your vocal. I really would. That was really nice. Has anyone tried Isotope Nectar? Nectar 3, I think it is. That's really good for vocals, for cleaning up stuff, and it's got a really cool automatic assistant on it, which I find quite good. Sometimes it can be a bit OTT, but I've usually always had good results with it. And where did you get that from? That vocal from? I use a lot of Endless Smile. Yes, mate. Okay, for those of you, do you really use sausage fattener? Really? Just a bit, yeah. Beats the Ukraine bar. Yay! Yeah, like when I've seen people use sausage fattener properly, they only use like 1%, like 1 or 2%. That would be it. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. And yeah, we talk about Endless Smile a lot on here. So guys, if you're not already aware of Endless Smile is a great plugin. It's really good for for building tension. That's the right word I was looking for. Yeah. I always feel bad when the Endless Smile dude looks sad. Oh, I know. Yeah. It is the happiest plugin most of the time. It's not to begin with though, is it? Brilliant. Yeah, I loved that, mate. Absolutely loved it. Okay, so next up we have got... Oh, we'll do Cav. Cav's in. Third WAV. Okay, so this is Cav Cavendish in the chat. And this is Who Wants to Be King?
Darkness filling up our bones open night. Hands raised, we feel it in our gut. Blood will be shed, please brothers stay alive. Up into battle we go now. We'll be strong when we unite. Odin will slay them with his might. With his might.
welcome the Valkyries to summon me.
Up into battle we go.
Who wants to begin?
Up into battle we go.
I had to really fight the urge to kick something then. Yeah. Shit. Is everyone okay? Again, I've already headbutted something. It's gone behind my TV screen. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so excited about that tune. Wow. Yeah, if anyone's hiding, you can come out now. It's okay. That. Wow. Yeah. SoundCloud. Go and follow Cav. Blue Peter badge for that. Third WAV. Cav. Mate. Come off it. That's just crazy good. If my memory serves me correctly, Cav is friends with Joey Riot, and I can see how, I know your music production now has been growing and growing and growing since we first spoke years ago now. And I can see the influence that Joey's had on your own productions. So good. Now, this is a really good example of a person who has harnessed their energy into something very creative. And it's not been easy for Cav. It's not been easy for a lot of us. If any of you are struggling with addiction, if any of you are struggling with stuff that's going on in your world, there are a few things you can do. You can't always change things that are happening in your life, but you can change how you feel about that. There are a few really good things that you can do. One is your environment. Don't be around people who are bringing you down. Only a better way of putting it is be around people who lift you up. That's a better way of putting it. That's more helpful. Cut ties with people who are draining your energy. Cut ties with people who lead you back to an old way of life. Build new connections with people who are going to lift you up. Find peers. Find people who can sponsor you, like you would have a sponsor with the 12 steps with in recovery. Have somebody who you can go and speak to about music. Kind of the same thing as what we've got here, but offline. Main thing is, your environment will have an immediate effect on your ability to be creative and stay creative. Forgotten what the second thing is, but that's really important. Really, really important. Oh yeah, second thing. If you know you're doing something that's bad for you, if you know you're doing something that's causing you not to be able to do the things that you want to do in your life, please go and seek some help for it. As you all know, a lot of what I do is mental health related. I'm sure Cav would be happy to speak to people, in the Discord where we have a mental health section. And I really, really hope that you can be inspired and will be inspired by Cav's story, because this is a prime example of people who are creative and people who have this energy in them. You just need to find a way to express it in a positive way and ask for help when you struggle. Asking for help is so important. Really, really is. And I know all of you can relate to knowing when something's not the best thing for you to do and then you just do it anyway. That's okay. That will happen for a bit, but then you'll end up suffering enough with it. And the great thing about the creative arts is whatever that is, it could be dancing, it could be poetry, rhythm and poetry. It could be making music. It could be DJing. It could be painting. Anything creative is you harnessing your energy, that energy, into something, something that transcends pain, and it transcends trauma, and it transcends those old patterns of behavior. And all of that is possible, no matter how long you've been doing it and how trained you think you are in those patterns. If you can find something that you like doing, like music production, it will happen for you. Richie B doesn't drink anymore. I've not drank any alcohol all year. I was drinking quite a bit towards the end of the year, like on stream. Even though I have done the 12 steps many, many years ago, I managed to find that I wasn't necessarily an alcoholic, but when I was suffering with my mental health a lot more, I was making very, very bad decisions when it was coming to drink and drug use. However, now that I've worked out those mental health issues, for now, to a point where I do feel resolved of my past and my trauma. I don't like to say, oh, I'm fixed now, because there'll always be something, won't there? Always be something. So I've not ever stayed off alcohol. However, do you know what? I am so much more productive when I don't drink alcohol. Driving to raves and driving home is the highlight, mate, isn't it? Isn't it? Arctrix, what did you just say there? 7 years. Wow. Martin is 30 months sober now. Oh my God. I'm just reading through your messages here. Fuck. You guys are amazing. Do you know that? Isn't it weird that we have some kind of correlation between suffering and transcendence? It's crazy, isn't it? It's almost as if they knew. I love you too, Lena. I love you too, darling. I love all of you. Exidium, 35 years sober now. So I'm the last one to give advices on the topic. No, you're not. You're probably the one person that can really give advice on this, because that is the one thing that, you know, we all have to kind of admit to ourselves, is we will always be an alcoholic. We will always be an addict. Because it's something that can quite easily go back the other way. So the fact that you have 35 years being sober, that's really important, because you're kind of like the future of people who are abstinence-based recovery. Oh, so you've never done it. Oh, I see. Oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. That's a bit weird, isn't it? What? You've never, ever been drunk? Never smoked? Wow. That's amazing. Don't fucking start now, okay? Okay, so, scrap what I said. We can tell you it's not worth it. Plot twist. No, spoiler alert, I mean. It's not worth it. But yeah, like I say, I love my gin. I'm like Kid Dynamo. Kid Dynamo likes his gin. I like my gin. However, I have noted specifically lack of alcohol all year has made me a lot more on the ball, a lot more snappy. Clarity's there. It takes a lot for me to lose my temper now. And I used to lose my temper every single day. I used to be so frustrated with myself. And you can imagine, if you've got all of that on top of a bad environment, you're trying to be creative. You're trying to learn how to produce music. When you're trying to learn anything, you want to be doing it with as clear a head as possible. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. But yeah. Exidium says, not really. I do a lot of skydiving and climbing. You make me sick. it's really cool because you are your music is a complete reflection of you as a person. I'd say. Definitely. Yeah, I don't like having hangovers. I don't like them. I really don't. But yeah, I've enjoyed that little chat. We've had a really, really good chat tonight. I think, you know, the people who we've got in tonight as well really get this aspect of mental health, straight the philosophy of music production and all the rest of it. Okay, next up. I started my degree in the madness and finished sober. Yay! Okay, next up we've got one by General Bounce. I don't think he's in at the moment. Should we message him? Let's message him now. Let's see where he is. Oh, he's in bed. What day is it? Oh, it's Tuesday after a rave thing, isn't it? I'll just message him now. Oi, we are just about to listen to your track. Come now. Now. Chris, if you've had a message from me, an email back, then I've opened the email. If not, it will probably be next week, my darling. I didn't put a burp in the text. I will next time, though. Right, so General Bounce from Rob to Sarah, Get Up, Stand Up. So this is a track that General Bounce has done recently with Bobby T. Here we go. that was General Bounce and some bloke called Rob Tessera. Fuck! How good is that? Sonorous, I mean more explosive and incisive. Okay, I didn't know what that word meant. I've never heard that word before. That's cool. Yeah, I know a lot of you like that track. You're all digging it. Kieran says it's a proper Glasgow Alice DJ 90s Dave Gray. Yeah, it's very camp, isn't it? Very, very camp, and you can see where Bobby T's influence has been in here. Makes me feel really young as well, yeah. Or could the Vox benefit from more stereo separation? Possibly. I mean, the problem with that, as we spoke about before on this show, the problem with that, like, it does sound good, doesn't it, when you have stereo separation, but it can lose some of the content in the mids. I mean, I guess the way round that would be to have one dry and then, you know, having a stereo separation fully wet on another channel, balance the two. Speaking of that, there's a really good plugin that I have been using to get this kind of effect without pushing it too much, and it's called Sideminder. Has anyone used Sideminder? I think I mentioned it a few weeks ago. So Sideminder will help you to do, like, you know, that stereo separation, but it won't, yeah, people like I see you soon, it won't overdo it, so you won't, like, you can do it, but you can't push it too much. Sideminder. I kept saying Sidewinder before, but I think that was a techno event. Sideminder. VST or plugin. Sideminder. It's a dynamic stereo width maximizer that can increase or decrease the stereo width of a track, bus and or master mix, while automatically preventing over-widening and negative correlation that causes signal loss when mixed or played in mono. So in basic terms, this is important because most nightclubs are mono systems. Mainly due to the fact that people, the audience, are standing in different parts of the club. So if you had a stereo club, it would only work for a small amount of people who were right in this end between two speakers. So it's not a Pro Tools plugin. It's just it's a plugin. It's a third party plugin. So you can use it in any DAW. Hi, Fragmatic. But you can get some very, very good results with Sideminder. Really, really good. It is worth it. It is really worth it. So, yeah, going back to what 122 Go To said, I think that would be, you know, that's a good comment that you made there. And if you are going to use stereo separation, a great way to do it and not overdo it is to use Sideminder. Like, that's the thing that put me off doing any stereo separation or stereo widening, or even like mid-side EQ or mid-side compression, because I wasn't sure what I was doing. I wasn't sure whether what I was doing and how it was affecting the sound. But with Sideminder, you can do it and be sure that you're not going to overly cause any extra problems. So it's definitely worth looking at. Kieran B Martin Easton says, I'm explaining this mono thing in a YouTube plugin review and started doubting myself mid-sentence. Mate, I do that all the time. And you will do that. You will do that. We all do that because it's wordy, isn't it? We're doing stuff where we're listening to differences, articulating oneself and being able to deconstruct what we're doing as a producer and then put it into words to tell someone else. That's how we become a teacher, and teaching people stuff is completely different to knowing it yourself on board in here. It's really, really hard. Really, really hard. It is a skill set. I'm still working on it. But the great thing about teaching other people what you know is it allows you to know it on a deeper level. Hi, Theme Park Jake. Welcome back. See you later, Cav. Love you. Love you, mate. Let me just get back to where I was because I think it was Kieran said something. Infected mushroom wider. Also a good one for widening. Thank you. I'll have a look into that one. And what else was it you said? Voxengo MSED is brilliant for pulling it all in a bit so it doesn't go too wide. Oh. Voxengo MSED. Mid-side encoder decoder plugin. Wow, thank you. Big Sean Bez, mate. Thank you. Thank you for raiding us. How are you doing? Guys, please get following Big Sean Bez. He's always raiding us. He's lovely. He really is. Please go and give him a follow. Petmeister Funk says, yeah, the infected mushroom one is good in free. Have you used it as well, my love? I think I might have a look at that one then, if both of you think it's good, because I like both of your music. Mark Shelvin says, one of the better things I learned from doing some lessons was trying to bring in the stereo width to make room instead of putting things wider and wider. Yes. Yep. Panning's always a good little thing to do as well. Just panning slightly right, slightly left. Gives a little bit more room. How you doing, Big Sean Bez? Stereo is all a myth anyway. Ah! Wicked. Yeah, there's some other things like that. There's some multi-band EQ plugins. I think they're EQ plugins. Well, some of them are EQ plugins. Some of them are mid-side EQ plugins. Where, or even I think there's some sidechain plugins where you can set anything below a certain frequency to all be in mono. In fact, it might even be on Sideminder. Like, I've never ever used it like myself, but like theoretically it sounds like that would be maybe good to have like on the master, just so that you know everything on like everything under a certain frequency range is actually in mono, just to be sure. What do you guys think? It's just a thought that I've had. Psychoacoustics is a deep subject. Shut the fuck up right now. No, because I've got 2 cans of Monster in the fridge. Stop it. I have a whole folder of bookmarks on psychoacoustics when I was studying it. Like not even at uni or anything like that. I was just into working out what the fuck it was about. I think it was due to, at the time, I used to stay up a lot, like stay up for a few days at a time doing studio stuff. And one of the things I used to get from that experience was a lot of oral hallucinations and stuff. So it got me into, like, there were certain times when, like, I'd listen to percussive stuff and then I'd be filling it. And sometimes you can hear, like, not people, but you can hear, like, little voices and stuff in percussion, like the voices. Or you can hear stuff that isn't there, like that. That's always a really, really interesting subject, and it is something that you should look into. You should look into it as a producer, because I mean that kind of goes on then to binaural beats and things like that. Like, the brain is really, really clever. The brain will make up and hear frequencies that are not there. So, for example, we know this when we look at a word. A word could be completely jumbled up, right? I could show you a word. I'm going to put a word on the screen now. I'm going to jumble it up in the middle. So let's try this word. What word's that? I'll spell it wrong, haven't I? No, I haven't. Umbrella. Umbrella. You can see umbrella in that, even though it's jumbled up in the middle. And the reason for that is the brain is really clever, and it will just take the beginning and the end, and it will work out the bit in the middle. It's kind of like why we don't take notice of things, like we don't focus in. Yeah, the first and the last are correct. And that's very, very similar to, like, bass, for example, and also when we're listening to binaural beats. With binaural beats, you will hear one frequency and then you will hear another frequency, and then a different point in oscillation. I'm saying it a little bit wrong, but the point is, the brain will then hear the missing tone of it. And this is psychoacoustics, or part of it. So in terms of bass, this is why you don't need to have a big wall of bass line, of frequency, which is bass. We have a sub bass, which is the sub layer. We have a mid bass, and then sometimes we have like a mid top layer as well, or a busy bass on top. You don't need to have all of it, like a big fucking solid brick wall of sound. You just need the layers of it, because the brain will match up the rest or make up the rest of it. Crazy, isn't it? Hi, Nighted Ace. Oh, you're doing a CPU new build. Brilliant. Brilliant. Perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, it's amazing. Again, we're going back to the philosophy of music. It's crazy, isn't it? Remember, all the stuff that sounds good, it sounds good because we're human beings and we like hearing vibrato because of waveforms. You know, there's everything is down to a translation of energy, of vibration. Everything that you're seeing, everything that you're hearing, everything that you're tasting, everything that you're touching. All of it is a translation of energy, of vibration. The whole lot. And the crazier thing from that, further than that, is all of that is translated by your brain. And the world happens inside your brain. It doesn't happen out here. There's actually nothing happening out here. It's all been translated through our brains. Which is why we all see a different world. It's crazy, isn't it? We all think that the world is like, this is a table. This is a computer mouse. It's all a translation of vibration. This is science. It's not spirituality or anything weird like that. It's science. And my last point, before we get off this tangent, everything that you're seeing with your eyes is actually upside down. And your brain flips it the right way up. How can the world be upside down? But it is. Your brain just flips it up. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Yes. Do you not remember doing this in biology? If you look at a cross-section of the eye and how the light hits it, you know, like if you look at a periscope and how everything is two mirrors and then like you can see the right way again. Yeah. Look into a spoon. There you go. I'm sorry if I've blown a few people's minds with this. If you want any clarification on stuff, and I'm being sincere on this, if you need me to like help you with any like places where you can read into this kind of thing, or know a little bit more on it, please don't hesitate to message me on the Discord. But yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. But yeah, it's crazy. It's fascinating. It doesn't need to be scary at all, but it is fascinating. And the voids between the solid bits are greater. They are. They are. We're more no-thing than we are something. Bosky! How you doing, babes? But yeah, translation of energy. The lot. Bish, bash, bosh. So next time you're feeling inferior, you don't need to. Next time you're thinking, oh, I don't want to hand in a track to the demo drop because I'm not sure. Don't worry about that, because we're all just a figment of each other's imaginations. Yay! Okay, Bosky, shall we listen to your track? I'm really, really glad I'm not a physics teacher. Like, I'd be sending home a lot of kids crying, I think. They'd be like, what am I? Okay, Bosky and Mr. And this is We Exist. Oh, that's quite a perfect, what's the word for it? Sedgeway. Where is it?
But you need contestants. convince the horde we exist.
Come on. That is Bosky and Mr. Mister. We exist. I love it. I absolutely loved it. Nothing I'd change about that. It's a proper tune, that. It's a proper tune. I liked the... Sorry, I'm just laughing there because I've just seen Kieran P's comment. It reminded me of OD404 Panic Button. It is a proper tune, isn't it? Fucking tune. OD404 Panic Button. That's what it reminds me of. With those hoovers. Richie, I was thinking today that I really, really wish that Twitch would bring back Twitch Sings, because I miss Twitch Sings so much. I was really good at it as well, wasn't I? It's good at singing things, wasn't I? Yeah? My Alanis Morissette. I was amazing, wasn't I? Thank you, Richie. But every time I was on Twitch Sings, it was a lot of gin. And I haven't drank all year. So I'm kind of glad in a way, because it's less excuses for drinking alcohol. Hello, Awesome Opossum. Thank you, Richie. We'll do it again one day. I have found some other PC games which are quite similar to Twitch Sings. Not exactly the same, but Griffin, no worries, my love. We will speak to you soon. So yeah, Bosky, I love it. I really, really love this track. It's very powerful. It's really driving. It's really energetic. It's very you. It's very, very you. So yeah, thank you, my love. Just do a karaoke stream. Is there a karaoke section on Twitch? Martin, there's a video of me and 3 other friends singing Girls Wanna Have Fun. Oh, mate. My respect level for you has just gone up tenfold. Oh, thank you, Fraggers. Please, guys, give Sir Pragmatic a follow on here as well. He started to do vinyl DJing on Twitch soon. He's just ironing out a few issues that he's had with setting up and stuff. You're great, Timber. You are fantastic. Do you know that? You really are, mate. Twitch Sings was like karaoke on crack. Yes. Yes, it was. We'll get something similar back. I feel that Twitch is going in the direction of the musical stuff now. They have signed some bigger deals with major labels. I have a feeling that will mean clearance would be a lot easier. There won't be so many... what is it? It's not DMC takedowns. I'm going to think DMC, aren't I? Because I'm a DJ. What's it called? They got rid of it about DMCA. Thank you. There we go. DMCA. Yeah. There won't be these kind of issues at some point in the future. You know, as long as Twitch still stays on top of things. Digital Millennium Copyright Act. I didn't know that that's what it meant. YMCA. It might as well be. Might as well be. But yeah, my point is, hopefully Twitch Sings will be back at some point. Yeah, going back to what we were saying about synth riders. Let me know in the chat if any of you are Quest users, VR connoisseurs. Meow, you are, aren't you? Have you added me yet? My kids have been playing something called Gorilla Tag. They got me to download it for them the other day. I am looking forward to it, Big Sean Bears. I really am. I can't wait. Yeah, the Quest 2 has been my very first VR. Try knock. I will do. I'm in the middle of the dark room at the moment. That's quite fun. And I'm also doing Half-Life Alyx on my PC VR through Steam. But I find Half-Life Alyx very scary. I'm not into horrors or anything that's got things that can jump at me. But that's why I got it. And I can't like dispute the fact that the graphics on it are just amazing. They really are. I'm not trying that. No. Well, did you know the only way that I would do that kind of thing is live streaming it, because it would be funny as fuck for people to see me screaming, because you know how expressive I am, like, and it's all genuine. Like I would be shrieking a lot, so there might be a point where we'll do something like that. Twitch has a section called Karaoke Party. Thank you, darling. I'll have a look at that. I'm not going to be doing that, Richie. Try Doom. I don't know. I'm not going to ever say never, because I think sometimes it's good to try new things and to face your fears. And I would like to put that to you guys to try and do that a bit more in life as well. To be scared and do it anyway. It's important. Or Eternal. I think there's one game that I probably wouldn't ever be able to play on VR, and that would be Resident Evil. It looks a bit too much for me. But yeah. Like the shooting ones, I'm quite good at shooting. Like in real life, like I've done clay pigeon shooting. I've done, when I was in Las Vegas, I did the World War II selection where I shot like an AK-47, a Beretta, and something else that was from World War II, and I did really well. Like I've always enjoyed doing that drive-by shoot. I've got a good aim. So I do like stuff like that because I know, and I work well under pressure. So if I've got like stuff coming at me, you know, as long as I'm not getting too many jump scares and stuff, I can still deal with it. It's just afterwards, I probably won't sleep for a week. Yeah, scary noises. Anything to do with kids as well. If there's anything where, like, I watched the Prince of Persia. Assassin's Creed Prince of Persia, am I right? That one on Xbox. Guy was playing it, and there's a bit in there where the guy's son dies, and like in some kind of sacrifice or something. I could not stop crying. It was just one scene. I had to leave the room. Guy was like, "No, it's just a game. It's just a fucking game." And I was like, no, it's really sad. This horrible person like killed this young boy, and like it's all like fictional, obviously, but oh my God, I was really, really, really upset about that. But yeah, there you go. Ubisoft are working on a VR only Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell. That's cool. That is pretty cool. Cool. We've got one more track to do. We've got Benjamin, and this is Lost in Me, with it's featuring Ben Russian.
Where it all began. Just me, my best fucking mates, and the music. Nothing else mattered, do you know what I mean? We just want to forget the real world. To us, and everyone else in that moment, this was the real world. A world where like-minded people would come together and get lost in music. We were part of a different generation. Peace, love, unity, a freedom of expression, that's all we cared about. Oh, and a shitload of drugs. Yeah, we were like a fucking tribe, man, ready to conquer the world. The revolution was here. No one was gonna stop us. Why? Because we lived for the fucking weekend.
go. That is Benjamin, Lost in Me, featuring Ben Rushin. What does everyone think of that one? Hi, Corona cunt. How you doing? I really, really like this tune. Like, I love all of Benjamin's stuff anyway. So, like, I knew that this would be good. I didn't even have to listen to it before putting it on the show. So, yeah, thank you, Benjamin. I really, 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 really do like this. I'm going to be playing it out, obviously. It's everything that you want in a bounce track. I like the slight difference in the arrangement of the riff of Lost in Love as well. I thought that was a good touch. So, yeah, really good. Really, really good. And everyone, I am so proud of you all. I really am. You're all amazing in your own ways. And I just think that you should know that. Okay? You really are. And when we are listening to other people's music, and in general, this is a good rule for life, we mustn't compare ourselves to other people, ever. Ever, ever, ever. I need you to send it me again, Bosky. I sent you an email earlier saying I didn't get it. We must never, ever compare ourselves to other people because it's frivolous, because we don't know someone else's journey. We don't know how they got where they are. We don't know what they've sacrificed. They may seem like they've got more than us, or they're more talented than us, or prettier than us, or slimmer than us, or got their shit together more than us. But you don't know how they've got to that point. But you do know where you've got to, where you've been. Don't compare your chapter to anyone else's chapter. The reason why it is so fruitless to do this is because there's no reference point at all. You have a reference point when you compare you to you. So the only person you should ever be comparing yourself to is the past versions of yourself. That's it. That's all you can ever do. It's really important that you do that because it stops you from, when you compare yourself to other people, it won't be good for you mentally. And to the point that it will stop you from even trying, because you'll be like, I can't achieve that. How am I going to be like them? You know, it could be if you're a streamer, if you're averaging 3 to 5 people watching you, viewers on a stream, you could possibly look at my stream and go, I couldn't ever get as many viewers as Amber gets on her channel. And I have had those thoughts that I think to myself, wow, you know, like, oh, look at Thrill Seekers. They've got 200 or 300 people constantly watching their show. I'll never get that many people. Yeah, it might be true, but it might not. But the point is, it's all relative when it's you. You have to always use yourself as your reference point, because otherwise you'll never bother doing anything, because it's too much of a jump. It will be too much of a, it's not attainable. It's not attainable, but it is attainable when you improve yourself slightly. You know, change one thing this week. I dare you. Change one thing. Maybe it's going to bed an hour early. See if that shakes things up for you. Have one less beer a night. See if that changes anything. Make sure you brush your teeth. Try making your bed before you get up. Before you go to work. Try and do. Yeah, any of the channels, Exidium. Stick it in general, because then I'll see it. Try and do something different this week, just one thing, and just see how it changes things. And then check in with yourself next week. Bloody hell, Mum. It's true, though. I can't help but be this way because it's helpful for all of us, especially if you're someone that's suffering with your mental state. Yeah, really, really important. But it's more attainable, isn't it? One of us can, we can all change just one little thing this week. But to try and think that we can make, think of a set of ladders with all of these little rungs in them. You're trying to get up a ladder which has got one at the start at the bottom where you're stood on, and then one rung right at the fucking top. You will never get there because you can't reach that high. You can't get from here to there in one go. You have to take baby steps, and all of that is achievable when you compare yourself to a past version of yourself and improve one thing at a time and ask for help. Yeah. There you go. Class dismissed. Now we're going to go over to do rung, do rung. Exactly. It has been a really, really good, very cathartic session today. So thank you, guys. I've really appreciate you, and I've really enjoyed this. So now we're going to go over to see DJ Brady. We have a little thing that me and DJ Brady do. And hello, Alan. Stay with us though, because we're stopping now, but we're going over to see DJ Brady. I would like you, or when we get in there, just, if you don't want to swear, then that's fine. Just say, F you, Brady. But me and Brady, we have this love-hate relationship. But it's a love-love relationship, but we pretend we don't like each other. And people are like, oh my God. But when you get in there, just go, fuck you, Brady. You dick. You'll love it. Right, I'll see you on Thursday. Mwah! Yeah, tell him fuck you. See you in a sec. Bye.